Video, I'm going to be showing you guys what it's like to be a day in the life of an insurance producer. Super interesting stuff here. So just getting started for the day. Woke up at 5 a.m. to hit a workout. I like to get the blood flowing and stuff before I jump into the day of business. Got me some coffee together. Got my whiteboard here, and we already got one on the board for this week at about 1,300 in premium. On New Year's Day. Most people didn't want to talk, and we're pretty much just going to be jumping into the calls and kind of seeing what the day holds. I'm thinking we're going to get a pretty big day here, day after New Year's. People are thinking about family. It's prime time, ready to buy, and I'm excited to see what the day holds. So I'll keep you updated, and you guys can kind of see what it's like to be a 30K a month producer. And hopefully you can learn something from it or maybe take something away. So I just went through and I had a client that was struggling to get approved with anybody. Had a ton of health conditions, and she was looking for some pricing that was like basically under $50 a month for like 30 or 30,000 plus, like, which for her age, it was like minimum double for that, assuming she had no health conditions. So we ended up having to get her approved for something that she wasn't necessarily looking for. Like, it wasn't exactly what she wanted. So there was a ton of objections, ton of situations that were like not exactly what she wanted, but she really cared about her family and she needed it. And so we went through, I just kind of explained to her how it worked, and she kind of broke everything down for her to let her know, like, hey, this is what's out there. We can always try reapplying in the future if your health changes. But obviously, like, this is what's available to you right now. So got her approved with a great, guaranteed issue. Don't know why I'm blanking on the word. A guaranteed issue plan, and, ultimately just went through and got everything set up for her so that she would be insured. And moving forward, she is a happy camper, and, we're just getting back on the phones now. So we're sitting at about 2,100 for the week here. It is Tuesday. So not so bad. I've got another policy coming here in about an hour, and just a rewrite. And then I should have some other stuff cooking up here later today, just calling leads and going to see what happens. So I'll keep you updated. Yeah, that makes sense. And so what I can do here is basically the way that it works with life insurance is that I've just got to ask you a couple of questions to get a better understanding of which company it is that might approve you for a plan like that, because they are all different, and we work with the majority of them here in the area. So I'm going to start by asking you just some simple questions, and then from there I'll be able to see if I can't tailor a plan to fit exactly for you, okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay, so we just got another one. I got a lady on the phone, and she was like, yo, I'm giving up on insurance. I'm done with it. Had a renewable term policy, which I don't know why, but I feel like I've run into a lot of these today. And so anyways, I end up thinking to myself, I'm like, let me get this lady right. And so I get her right. She's about to have a rate increase, or she just had a rate increase, and she's talking about getting a cancellation here in a bit. So I'm at $3,284.52 on the week. We're 2 days in. I'm not done for the day. I've got more calls, more leads. We're going to get it cooking. And I just want to share this stuff with you guys to show you that it's possible, and just obviously, like, you just got to keep plugging away. So currently, biggest takeaways, I'm really investing in the client's needs. I'm asking them a lot about them. I'm focusing more on their beneficiary than I maybe have ever before. And it's really panning out for me. It's really doing well. My goal is to hit 1 to 3 apps a day. I've been consistently doing that here for, with the holidays, it was a little wonky for a minute there, but I think like the last week, not including New Year's Eve, I think it was. I don't know, whatever that day was. But anyways, I've been doing 1 to 3 apps a day consistently. So we're at 2 for the day. I'm trying to get 3 on the day and seeing if we can't really squeeze something out here. But I'm aiming for a big week, and we're going to see what happens, and I'll keep you updated. So, update, just had a client tell me that she wants to cancel because her rent is going up. So, guys, if you have never done customer service before, a cancellation is literally just something for you to save. So, like, you've closed them, they've purchased, now you need to close them on why they purchased. I'm going to respond to this and be like, what's going on? Why would you want to cancel? That doesn't even make sense. Hey, my rent's going up, blah, blah, blah. Totally get it. What's your plan moving forward to cover what we've talked about here today? Okay, great. Now that you don't have a plan moving forward, what are you going to do when the price goes up on you because your birthday's coming up here in the next month and you can't reapply for anything that's of a lower payment? What's your plan moving forward there? And then now they're going to be thinking like, oh shit, I don't really have a plan, which they don't, right? It's just a emotional reaction they're just throwing out there. So at this point now, they're going to start thinking about it, and typically they'll end up keeping it. Sometimes people just cancel, and that's just the way the world works, and that's okay. It's just part of the game. So fighting that little cancellation, just had a $240 app come back with no banking info, despite the fact that I verified, hey, do you have banking, literally 3 times. And so crazy call. It was a wild situation. Supposed to rewrite her tomorrow. She said she's going to get a bank. I don't know. I don't usually take those people seriously because in my experience, I've found that most of those people just don't go and get a bank account, but she seems like she actually will. So I'll let you know what happens there. But still calling, 2 more appointments left on the day. I'm going to follow up on my no-show earlier. I know we said we had one at like, I think it was 3 o'clock my time that I was supposed to write. That no-showed, which is just a quick little rewrite. Tiny premium, nothing to write home about. But just going to follow her up because that's just what we do. And then I've got 2 more appointments I'm going to show up on and see if we can't finish this day out with cancellation saved, rewrite done, and catch up on these last 2 appointments and get some more business out of the day. See you next. All right, guys, so that's going to wrap up the day here. Now, we ended up getting the guaranteed issue policy canceled. Her rent is going to be raised. This is the stuff that nobody tells you, by the way. Policies cancel out. You do get chargebacks. And you are going to get clients who ultimately just are just not a good fit. And that's okay. Because at the end of the day, if you're writing a boatload of business, I don't really care about an $800 cancellation, right? And so we ended up finishing out the day with about, let's see, I'm going to do the math. Give me 1 sec. So it turns out that it was going to be $1,479.92, I think was exactly it, after the 12-month advance. Now keep in mind, I am at a 125 compensation because of my production. And I also am on a 9-month advance. So I'm not actually going to get the $1,479 up front. I'm going to get 75% of that. And if that client sticks on the books for the full 12 months, I keep everything. Now, total day recap, we did have some stuff that didn't pan. I'm going to take you guys with me here. So we did have some stuff that didn't pan. Keep in mind, I made several hundred calls. I'm going to take you into the office. It's going to get dark here in a second. But we made several hundred calls today. I think it was about 220 because I had such high talk time I couldn't get to my goal of 300. But guys, ultimately, this stuff happens. And what most people don't want to tell you is that they get chargebacks. They get people that don't pan out. But you guys have to realize I lined up today. I had lined up like probably 6 apps, 4 apps, 3 apps. I don't know. It was a lot. It was several apps. I know I had at least 2 that were supposed to pan that didn't. One was in the hospital, which is a story I'm going to share with people like, hey, totally think about it. But I had a client in the hospital, literally talked to her like a week ago, blah, 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 whatever, right? And so, guys, the thing is like I've literally had like 3-4 lay down, slam dunk opportunities lined up. I think one of them panned out, which was the app that stuck. Call to close the lady that ended up canceling due to a rent raise. And ultimately, the day ended up being almost a $1,500 day. Am I satisfied with that? I wanted it to be bigger, but the truth is that in this business, you get what you earn and you get what you work for. And so if you're willing to work for and put the effort out into the marketplace that you deserve, you're going to get that paid back to you. And so ultimately, like, today was a $1,500 day. And for most agents, that's really good. For me, I have a really high goal this month and I want to hit that goal. And so for me, this is not the standard that I want for myself. And so I'm going to aim for higher and continue to move on. I'm aiming for between 1 to 3 apps a day right now. Now, if you're watching this and you're thinking, how can I even get to 1 app a day? Let me tell you what I did. I literally figured if I work more than everyone else and make $300, $400, $500 a day, I will get business even if I just call and close the laydowns. So if you're watching this, you're struggling to get a deal a day, or you're struggling to get a deal plus a day. It's kind of like a feast or famine type of deal. You only are closing the laydowns. Invest in your sales ability. We're going to be dropping some sales video on this channel as well. And also what I would say is just outwork your ignorance. Like, ignorance on fire is always going to destroy talent on ice. And the biggest advantage that I've had in this industry that's allowed me to make over $30,000 a month as a solo producer has just been the fact that I'm willing to make calls when other people aren't. I worked on New Year's Day. I'm already at 3,200 minus 800. You guys are going to see my math. 2,600 for the week after my cancellation. And that is just the start. I'm going to bust this week out of the water because I want more. I want more out of life. And so if you want more out of life, which is probably why you got into this industry, because otherwise you wouldn't want to talk about burial insurance, then go ahead and click the subscribe button, because we're going to show you guys the journey of us building a $100 million IMO. And I want you to be a part of it. I want you to watch these videos and be inspired and see that it's possible for yourself to do as well. I was literally waiting tables like just a few years ago. And I didn't see really like any opportunity in the future, but I knew if somebody gave me a shot that I could be a winner and I could make it happen. So if you're not going to do it with talent, do it with work ethic, but it's lethal when you combine the two. So work on that talent, continue to invest in yourself, and go ahead and click the subscribe button, because we're going to be dropping some more value for you guys so that you can build your insurance business. And we will see you in the next one.